You know those people in your life that, like, maybe you're talking to them kind of romantically, maybe a relationship is starting to blossom, things seem to be going well, and then they disappear for a while, they ghost you. But then a few months later, all of a sudden, they just slide right back into your DMs like nothing ever happened. 8772 RadioU. Now there's a name for those people.
Okay.
You can call them out because I know I've definitely experienced this. Maybe I've been this person.
Really?
Maybe I have.
Oh, no.
And now I know what I was being back then. I was being a submariner.
Submariner.
Submariner. The idea that, you disappear beneath the surface. And then you resurface once again. Like, I don't know. There was nothing else to that.
That's the title of it.
You drop down below and then you come right back.
Eventually.
Looking exactly the same. Yeah, that is now what dating experts are calling. Sometimes they say these may be known as zombie daters as well, but I think Submariner sounds much better.
I think I like the Submariner name as well. And I think this is something, unfortunately, that happens. It's happened to me before, too, where suddenly, like you're talking to somebody and maybe you're talking to them for several weeks, maybe several months, who knows? And then all of a sudden it either like fizzles out or they just disappear and like you don't talk to each other for several months, weeks, whatever they go by. And then suddenly you see a notification from them, and they act as if it's all back to normal.
Yeah.
Nothing happened in the past few months that they haven't talked to you.
I mean, I feel like this could have been me. I definitely feel like I could have been a submariner at some point. And yeah, because it'd be weird. You feel bad hopping right back into the DMs, but then also you're like, but am I supposed to like explain why I disappeared? Maybe there wasn't even a good reason. It's just like, you get busy or whatever. And then you're like, oh yeah, whatever happened to that person? She was kind of cute. And so this is what happens. It's not a good behavior, which is why I do have a problem with this name. Okay. I don't like when they make poor dating trends sound so cool. Yeah, like they give them a fun, cool name. Yeah. It's almost like when they give like the serial killers like an epic name, and it's like, why are you making them sound cool? They're serial killers. Yeah, like I'm not just a bad guy. I'm a submariner. Submariner. Yeah.
I will say, though, I do think there's some caveats here because there was one time where I definitely shut it down as far as, like, I'm not dealing with this again, not talking to this guy again after, trying to come back and pretend as if nothing happened or, like, try and get back to where we were before that ghosting initially had happened. But there was also a time where it was kind of something where it fizzled on both ends, if that makes sense. Yeah. And then the guy reached out to me maybe a couple months later. It wasn't like 6 months or something, but a couple months later. And it was just something where like he swiped up on a story and said something. And so it kind of naturally flowed into conversation once again. So I feel like there's some instances where you could probably let this happen and it would be okay. But for the most part, I think this is more showing that they're just maybe a little bit lonely, maybe looking for some attention.
And that they were flaky at first, too. Yeah. Like, if they lost interest, or I can definitely imagine that they saw some greener pastures at first. You're the submariner. You're like, oh, I'm talking to this person. Oh, but what about that person? And so you ghost the one person. That's not a good scenario.
No.
And then once that doesn't work out, and then you come back to your backup plan, right? And act like nothing ever happened. That's not good behavior.
Exactly, and that's why I shut the one down because it truly did feel like I was on the back burner for this guy, and then suddenly he realized how great I was. No, I don't. Suddenly he wanted to pursue something again, and I was like, no, I'm not a second option over here, and I wasn't just waiting for you to come back around. So I feel like for the most part, you need to shut these type of things down.
Sometimes people change, or like their thoughts just change, or they realize something. But if you want to be the submariner, right? I mean, I don't think you want to be, but if you're ready to resurface with somebody, you just got to be ready to at least explain yourself, right? It can't just be where you just disappeared for 6 months
and then pretend like you didn't.
Yeah, you gotta have something to say for yourself. Yeah. That's the truth.